Hey guys, so today we'll talk a little bit about patch 8.2 and I expect it to release sometime in the middle of June or perhaps one of the first weeks of July. And this will obviously be one of the first major patches in Battle for Azeroth, so this means that they will have an opportunity to fix a lot of the issues people had with the game, such as the Azeroth system, which was one of the biggest complaints people had from the get-go. So I'm crossing my fingers that patch 8.2 will be amazing. Anyways guys, let's see what patch 8.2 has to offer. So after Battle for the Zalor, we are kinda left off with a lot of our soldiers being wounded and we even had a lot of our ships destroyed. So while we are trying to figure out what our next possible move could be, a quote-unquote new enemy attacks the shores of Kultiris and Zandalar, and it actually turns out that it's a familiar face that we have known for a lot of years, and if you haven't guessed it by now, I'm of course referring to the Nagas. So while they're invading our shores throughout patch 8.15, we eventually get fed up with it. So we decide to take the ships we have remaining and we sail out to the middle of the ocean to figure out where exactly they are coming from. Now what we find might just surprise you a little bit, because we end up finding a huge crack in the middle of the ocean with beautiful waterfalls leading us into the ancient land of Nazjatar. And similar to how we got Argus in patch 7.3, we're also getting Nazjatar as a new zone in patch 8.2. Now let's take a look at the map they showed us at BlizzCon. So it looks like we'll start our new journey in the south, where we'll be able to establish our new base and meet new allies along the way. The Horde will meet the Makura, Galbin and the Sea Giants, and the Alliance will meet the Deep Sea tribe called Ankoa or something like that. And the reason why they're so willing to help us is because the Nagas have had them captured for so many years. And who knows guys, some of these new allies might even become an allied race in the future. Wouldn't that be awesome? So while we are exploring the beautiful Nazjatar, our main goal is to fight our way to the Eternal Palace and fight off Azshara herself in a new 8-boss raid. They even mentioned that we'll be able to see the Naga hatchery, so you'll be able to see how the Nagas reproduce. Awesome, right? And something else they mentioned was that they might even add an underwater boss. And even though it kinda sounds cool on paper, I'm not sure how well it's gonna work out, but we can only hope for the best. Anyways, if you thought that we were only getting one new zone in patch 8.2, I have to disappoint you guys, because believe it or not, they are actually adding the lost city of the gnomes Makagan as well. Now the same way as we'll be meeting new allies in Nazjatar, we'll also be meeting new allies in Makagan called the Junker Gnomes. And these new allies are also having some problems, because first of all, King Makagan took their homes, and now he's even trying to make every single gnome into robotic beings. So we have to venture inside a new mega dungeon called Makagan to see what we can do to solve this issue. And I'm actually looking forward to this dungeon, because if it's just a fraction of how good Karazhan was in Legion, then trust me, this dungeon will be really good. So now that we have covered the two new zones in patch 8.2, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming features as well. So one of the things they want to focus on in patch 8.2 is replayable content similar to what we had in Surima, Argus, the Timeless Isle and on the Isle of Thunder. Now I'm not saying that these zones were perfect, but they did have some replayability. I mean, we even had some replayability in Argus with the different rifts, so I'm excited to see what they come up with next. Now in addition to the replayable content they want to add, they also want to change how the content is being delivered with different kind of public events similar to the Legion assaults and some sort of new world quest system that we haven't seen in the game before. And by the way guys, if you haven't seen the interview with Jeremy Fiesel that Taliesin did, you should consider watching it, because it's a good interview whether you like Taliesin or not. And one of the things they talked about during the interview is a new bodyguard system that will allow you to level up your new bodyguards and eventually unlock new questlines as well. And if I have to be completely honest with you guys, this new bodyguard system kinda sounds pretty important in patch 8.2, even though it sounds familiar to the bodyguard system we had back in Warlords of Draenor. But before we hate on it, we should probably wait and see what it turns out to be. Anyways, if you remember in the beginning of the video, I briefly mentioned the Azeroth system, and the reason why I mentioned it is because they're changing how it's gonna work. So at the moment we have to farm Azeroth levels in order to unlock our Azeroth traits on our armor pieces, but in patch 8.2 all of that will change, because instead of farming Azeroth traits for our armor pieces, we'll be unlocking our traits on our necks instead. And if I have to be completely honest with you guys, it makes a lot more sense. But sadly we don't have enough information about the new system, but I will update you guys as soon as we know a lot more about it. So now that we have covered some of the new features, let's take a look at some of the old ones, such as the island expeditions and some additional rewards you will be able to get in patch 8.2. So in patch 8.15 we actually do a short quest line for Magni, and we end up learning some pretty interesting stuff that I don't want to spoil. However, one of the things we were told is that we have to wait approximately 77 cycles to do the next part of the quest line, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of people have begun speculating on a release date, so let's do it as well. So patch 8.15 releases on the 12th of March in Europe, and if 77 cycles are equal to 77 days, then this means that we'll get the patch on the 28th of May. However, it's approximately 77 cycles, so I still believe they will push it to the 4th of June because that kinda makes more sense in my head. But we'll have to wait for an official release date from Blizzard to confirm when it's releasing. Now, another thing we'll be continuing in patch 8.2 is the war campaign, because it's playing such a huge part of the storytelling battle for Azeroth, so we'll see what Jaina, Sylvanas, Bane and Sourfang are all up to. Now, I also mentioned the island expeditions, and that's because we're getting 2 additional maps added to the pool. The first map I want to talk about is a map we played back in Warcraft 2, and it's actually an island just off the coast of Goltiris called Crestfall. It even played a huge part in the Second War, so you'll be able to see the remnants of the war when playing the island expedition. Now, the second map they are adding is a small Pandarian town called Snowblossom, and one of the things I really enjoyed in Mist of Pandaria was its artwork, so I'm looking forward to playing this one as well. Now, one of the features I was really excited for in Battle for Azeroth were the wolf runs. I mean, I loved playing RTS games like Warcraft 3 in my childhood, and I can only imagine that a lot of you guys played it as well. So it was like a dream come true when they announced the RTS-like gameplay in World of Warcraft. But sadly, it turned out to be way too easy, and I still haven't heard anyone lose a battle. But this could all change with the introduction to the heroic mode in patch 8.2, which will give us better rewards and more challenging foes. However, this still doesn't change the fact that I'm still a bit disappointed, because we didn't get a PvP mode, and I think the wolf runs would be perfect for huge PvP battles. And I would actually love to hear what your guys' opinions are. Do you think wolf runs should be added as a PvP mode as well? Let me know in the comments below. Now, before we move on to some of the rewards in patch 8.2, I just want to mention that you will also be able to get the second part of the Pathfinder achievement, which means you will be able to fly in Goltiris and Zandalar as well. Anyways, with a new season in patch 8.2, we're also getting some additional PvP items and a completely new seasonal Mythic Plus affix. But let's move on to one of the things that I'm mostly excited about, which are the new Heritage armor sets for the Gnomes and the Tauren. The Gnome set actually looks pretty good, and it's what you would expect from a Gnome set with the different mechanical parts and the goggles on its head. And I have to say that it's great to see that the Gnomes are getting some love in patch 8.2. Now, the Tauren set actually looks really good as well, and it's also what you would expect from a Heritage armor set, so it's all good. Now, before we end the video guys, I just want to show you some of the new mounts. So first up, we have this awesome looking seahorse and this awesome looking crab mount. Now, you might have noticed that the saddle on the crab mount is facing sideways, and well, that's because it will actually walk sideways, which is pretty awesome. Now, the last mount I want to show you guys is the mechanical parrot mount, which I think will fit perfectly with the Gnome Heritage armor set, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Now, the pet you see on the picture, you will actually already be able to get in patch 8.15 through a small quest line, so make sure to get it. That's it for this video guys. I'll be covering all of these features a lot more in depth whenever we get more details, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications, because YouTube won't necessarily notify you. So if you don't want to miss a video, then make sure to click on the bell. And also, if you enjoyed the video, then make sure to give it a like. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.